What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful fight fans across the world? And let's get straight into the reaction of the UFC Fight Night. Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov in the Kingdom Arena, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So let's get straight into it. The prelims, we can go by this quick. Most of these fights were pretty close fights, and they were entertaining for the most part. Some of them were kind of stinky, some of them were kind of boring with the grappling, but the Felipe Lima finish was the highlight of the prelims. Let's just bypass all of that, and let's get straight into meat and potatoes of this card. First fight on the main card, Johnny Walker versus Volkan Ozdemir. Johnny Walker, man, this guy just knows how to make us depressed. He has the glass chinny chin. Even though I love Johnny Walker and I want to see him go out there, get dubs, go on a title run, do something because he's a really entertaining fighter, he just can't do anything with that glass chin. It really sucks. I don't know what is up with the dude, but the second he gets touched, he just goes out. It's really sad, and he gets knocked out in the most animated way possible. And Volkan Ozdemir is not a joke. He has a bunch of first round KOs. So this is a really bad style matchup for Johnny Walker. I don't know how Johnny Walker is going to do after this. I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe move up to heavyweight, people are saying, but that might be even worse. He's going to get knocked out even worse. But I don't know. Whatever, though. Next fight on the card, Sherard the Bullet Magomedov versus Antonio Cercoli. Sherard the Bullet. Everybody wants to talk about how Sherard the Bullet Magomedov grabbed the cage at that one point and he didn't get taken down. But are we not talking about how Antonio Cercoli grabbed the cage to get Sherard the Bullet Magomedov down before that? Okay, we're not going to talk about that. He got his get back. That's all I'm saying. And Sherard the Bullet Magomedov was actually trying to go out there and fight and not just hug against the cage like Antonio Cercoli was trying to do. He was just trying to hug Sherard the Bullet Magomedov, smudge him to a victory win. So why not? Look at these stats right here. Look at the total strikes. Significant strikes. He's outstriking him everywhere by insane amounts. This guy's 0 for 7 on takedowns. Oh my god. I thought Sherard Magomedov might get the grappling exposed here again, but he definitely worked on that grappling. Even though he had that one cage grab on that one takedown, he still would have probably survived. And that third round finish was nasty. The combos to the body, to the head. This guy throws roundhouse kicks like they're jabs. I love watching Sherard the Bullet Magomedov fight, and I wanted to continue to see him fight and get better and better competition. Give this guy a striker. Don't give this guy a grappler. Give this guy somebody who's going to stand there and trade with him. That's what we want to see. Alright? But next fight on the card, Kelvin Gastelum, KG, versus Daniel Rodriguez. Oh my god. This one was the closest fight on the main card. God damn. This fight was so close. The only thing that separated this fight, that gave Kelvin Gastelum that little dub, was the takedowns that he got. 4 for 4 on takedowns. Almost 3 minutes of control time. Look at all these other stats. They're pretty much similar. Most of these other stats are pretty much similar. The only thing that separated them was the takedowns that Kelvin Gastelum fought. Kind of a veteran performance right there, I'm not gonna lie, because Daniel Rodriguez was tagging Kelvin Gastelum at times. He was clipping him in the head at times. Look at this, 82 strikes to the head. That's insane. And it wasn't like a lot of those shots were tough shots. They were both eating some crazy shots. They were both eating that shit, literally and figuratively. Kelvin Gastelum literally dropped a video the other week, a month ago, about how he's gonna miss weight eating tacos, and he literally missed weight by 15 pounds. This fight should have been at welterweight, but instead it's at middleweight, which is hilarious, bruh. If this fight was at welterweight, I think it would have gone a little differently. I think Daniel Rodriguez would have took it. But regardless, whatever. Let's get into the co-main event of this card, Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov. I predicted this fight completely wrong, but I did say that if Alexander Volkov can't keep that range and keep Sergey away, he could win this fight. But I didn't see that happening, because I thought Sergey could go in there, make it dirty, box him up, get to his head and knock him out. But Alexander Volkov stayed locked in for 15 minutes and just went in there and just He just kept him at range. He just kept him away with jabs, with kicks up the middle. He just kept him away. It was a clinic of range and Alexander Volkov using his attributes to his advantage. It was another veteran performance because Sergei, wow, at the end of that fight, he was beat up. Tom Aspinall really did a number on this dude. Cyril Gane could probably beat Sergei right now. If Cyril Gane and Sergei were matched up next, I would probably take Cyril Gane. But give Sergei somebody that's going to go in there and trade with him, not somebody that's going to pitter-pat and run away. We want to see Sergei go out there and do what he does best. Get into that bar fight, box you up, and knock you out. That's what we want to see. But regardless, let's get into the main event of the evening. This is what MMA fans cream over. Bobby Knuckles going in there and knocking out Ikram Aliskerov in the first round. Bobby Knuckles does not have pillow hands. He's not a decisionator. He can go in there and knock you out. And that's what he did to Ikram Aliskerov. He went in there and was just doing his normal karate stance. At one point, he tagged Ikram, had him on skates, and then hit him with the nastiest uppercut across the cage, next to the cage, which just finished Ikram. And that's how he took his other loss to Khamzat Chimaev, which is crazy. He got uppercutted by Khamzat Chimaev, and that's how he lost, which is insane. Robert Whittaker is not a joke. And this kind of makes the middleweight division kind of weird, because how are we going to move from this? So we have Sean Strickland at number 1. He just beat Paulo Costa. Robert Whittaker just beat Ikram and Paulo Costa in his last 2 fights. That's what he did. He just beat Ikram and Paulo Costa, and they both won a title shot. I think the way to do it, give Sean Strickland the title shot, and Whittaker can wait for the next one. Whoever wins the Sean Strickland versus Izzy or DDP, whoever, give Robert Whittaker the next one. He can sit out for a little bit. He's a vet. He can take the time off. He can come back for that one last title shot. That's the fight he should come back for. But regardless, this was the immediate reaction to UFC Fight Night Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov in the Kingdom Arena, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Thank you for tuning in and have a great night.